Now this could be a problem. Hey, what's up guys, and welcome to the episode 1 of Alfa Romeo 166 Busso Turbo Restoration. Today we're gonna be doing a valve adjustment compression test. I'm gonna also replace the cracked turbo hose, fuel lines, and so on. Lastly, we're gonna take the car for a spin and see how it behaves. Alright, so this is the turbo hose that I was talking about. You can see it's cracked lengthwise, and you can see even from the inside that our boost was escaping through here. Alright, so here's what I was talking before about the state of the turbo. You can see the intake hose, it is full of oil, which means that our turbo is toast. Moving on to valve adjustment. Now for this, of course, I have to remove the valve covers. They are held in place with these 6mm Allen screws. There it is, and this is already not looking too good. Now to do the valve adjustment, I will have to rotate the crankshaft to get the cams in the right position, so I gotta gain access to it. I'm just gonna remove the right front wheel and lining inside. I'm gonna spin the crankshaft to put the camshaft in the position for the valve adjustment, and I'm gonna do that every time I move from cylinder to cylinder. Alright, we're gonna start with the bank number 2, simply because it's easier for me to film so I can show you what's going on. Again, I'm gonna refer to the workshop manual, which has a treasure trove of information. You can see that on this particular engine the valves need to be checked every 40,000 kilometers. Now if I scroll down, here we can see the intake side valve clearance, which is from 0.475 to 0.5 millimeters, and the exhaust side is going to be from 0.275 to 0.3 millimeters. Again, this is going to be the workshop manual for Alfa Romeo GTV, which has the same engine, and if you want to buy it yourself, I'm going to put link down in the description below. We're going to focus on the exhaust valve clearance. Now, as it stated in the manual, it's 0.275 to 0.3 millimeters. However, I think that it is better to set it a little bit lower. It's gonna give you enough clearance when the engine is cold, and you're gonna avoid that ticking noise when the engine is hot. So I'm gonna set it to 0.25 millimeters. Alright, so that is exactly what I have right here. Now let's see if our clearance is good. So essentially I can't fit this thickness gauge here. So even though this thickness gauge is even smaller than stated in the manual, it doesn't fit here. Now let's adjust this exhaust valve. Alright, as you can see, now the thickness gauge, it barely fits. So I'm gonna tighten. Alright, moving on to the cylinder number 5. And we got pretty much the same situation. So this 0.25 millimeter gauge does not fit. We're gonna have to adjust that one as well. Alright, so that's gonna be pretty much perfect. Alright, so we got the same situation here as well, but this one is gonna need less adjustment. Alright, so that's good. Now we're gonna move on to bank number 1. Alright, so the gap on our cylinder number 1 is good. It's pretty much perfect, as you can see right here, so I'm not gonna touch it. I'm gonna move on to cylinder number 2. And believe it or not, the gap on our cylinder number 2 is perfect as well. Alright, so the bank 1, I've checked it all, I went through it, and the gap on the exhaust valves is spot on. Alright, so I'm pretty much done with the exhaust valve adjustment. As I said before, I'm not going to touch the intake valves. The reason behind that is that for the adjustment of the intake valves, you have to remove the camshafts. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna move on to cleaning up all of the parts. Next, we're gonna move on to testing the compression. Top tip here, don't use the socket with a rubber insert for the spark plugs. You can get a socket stuck inside, and then you'll have to remove the spark plug again. Instead, what you should do is use a piece of garden hose or a fuel hose. You can put it over the spark plug like this, and you can either unscrew it or screw it back in without any potential damage to the thread. Wood. Now on cylinder number 1 we actually got 160 psi, but since this gauge is letting out the air, you can see that the gauge is dropping. We got 160 psi on the second cylinder as well. (160 psi on the cylinder number 3 as well.
Bad light.
Now on this cylinder we got 145, sadly. This could be a problem.
Bravo.
So we got 160 on this one. On this one we got 165. So I just retested this cylinder number 4 just in case, and we still get 145. Alright, so next what I'm gonna do a wet compression testing. Now to do wet compression testing, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take a syringe and pull out maybe 5 milliliters of oil, and I'm gonna add this into the cylinder. So we got 175 psi on cylinder number 4 after we've added the oil. So that basically tells me that we might have a problem with the piston rings. So the wet compression testing is basically all about that. The oil is supposed to seal the gap around the piston rings, which was supposed to increase the pressure, and that is exactly what happened here. Alright, now lastly we're gonna replace the damaged turbo hose, and we're gonna replace these fuel lines as I said before. Alright, now let's take the car for a test drive. I already tested it out a little bit. The car pulls good. However, I don't like the sound of the engine. I still hear the ticking of the valves. I might have to adjust the intake valves, and I will have to remove the cams to do that. So I'm probably just gonna put that new engine in and deal with that when this engine is out. Now as you can see, the car actually goes pretty good. However, I'm not really too confident in it. As I said before, I don't like the sound of the engine. I'm still hearing the ticking noise of the valves, and while it pulls good, it still doesn't pull as good as it should. So there you go, my friends. I've tested this engine out, and I've adjusted the valves. As you could have seen, the cylinder number 4 still has a lower compression compared to the rest of the cylinders. We also did a wet test, and compression rose, which tells me that we might have a problem with the piston rings. Now when it comes to test drive, this car pulls pretty good, but it still doesn't pull as good as Busso V6 Turbo should. So my overall opinion is that I should put that 6,000 kilometer engine in. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Anyway, that would be all for this video. I hope you find it interesting. If you did, hit that like button and support our channel by subscribing and by sharing our content with the rest of car enthusiasts.